Hello and welcome to another Marble Gallery video, and today we're going to be doing a review of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battles for the Nintendo Switch, which I have a copy of right here in my hand. Let's talk about Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battles. This is a very interesting game. It's probably the most surprising and shocking game that has come out in 2017. It was the one that kind of hit everybody over the heads with like, wait, this is a game? Like, this is a thing? It was only spoiled by the fact that it was kind of leaked a couple weeks before E3, and I still think to this day that that diminished what probably would have been one of the greatest reveals for a game in a long time. So when it was on stage at the Ubisoft press conference, everybody kind of knew, but we didn't really know what the game was yet. And then it came out that this isn't what anybody even expected this game to be. This is an XCOM clone. So if you don't know what XCOM is a strategy game. So you're probably already scratching your head right now thinking there's a spin-off Mario game that involves the Ubisoft's Rabbids characters, but it's a strategy game, and you would think like that doesn't even make any sense. But the thing that I'm happy to report is that it works extremely well, and it's actually a very well-made game. This is a surprising turn for Nintendo, who's had an excellent year with the Nintendo Switch. You know, this machine I have adored since day one, and it just keeps getting quality releases as we've gone through the entire year. You know, we've had Zelda, we've had Puyo Puyo Tetris, we've had Splatoon 2, and now we have Mario Rabbids. So we have all of these great Switch games, and the year's not even over. We're still getting Super Mario Odyssey within the next month here, so the Nintendo Switch is really killing it right now. And Mario Rabbids, I'm happy to report, is another good game in Nintendo Switch's vastly growing library. The story's very weird in here. It basically involves a kid is dicking around with a VR headset in his room that he then turns into a thing where it starts sucking things in. So he has a Mario poster in his room, and he has a poster of the Rabbids, or maybe it's a figure, I don't really remember, and these things get sucked into this machine that he's created, and that's how these two worlds collide. So the gist of the story here is that the Rabbid characters are invading the Mushroom Kingdom, and things have been turned kind of upside down, so it's up to Mario and some of these Rabbids to band together to defend against the bad Rabbids that have been turned bad by this VR machine that this kid created. And the VR machine is in the game. It's actually the thing you control, which is the Roomba-like device you've probably seen in the trailers. You've looked at this game. And then your party consists of 3 characters. Now, I believe there are about 8 characters you can choose from. There's Mario, there's Luigi, there's Peach, and then there are some Rabbid characters as well. Also, Yoshi makes an appearance in this game, but there are some Rabbid versions of Mario characters. There's Rabbid Peach, Rabbid Mario, Rabbid Luigi, and so on. This is such a weird, strange game, and I really like it, but it does start to wear a little bit thin towards the end of it, unfortunately. It does become rather challenging as well, which is surprising considering it's a game that was made for a children's audience. This kind of goes with the theme where you look at this game, like I look out on the shelf and I go, hey cool, there's a new Mario game out. You know, a kid would love to pick this game up and play it. However, The one thing that's been very interesting to note about the Nintendo Switch from the beginning, when we got that first reveal trailer a year ago for the machine, is that Nintendo is finally realizing that its core audience has grown up. They still want Mario, they still want Zelda games, they still want Metroid, they want all of these Nintendo franchises they know and love, but they want versions that speak more to them, and I think Nintendo is finally answering, and Mario Rabbids is a good answer to that. This takes two properties that are kid-friendly, but it mixes them in a way that is a game that's more geared towards adults, and I think kids can get the gist of it too. But this isn't a typical kid game. In fact, it's even rated E10 for 10 and up, so it's not a game I would buy for young children. Not that it's bad or anything like that, I just don't think anyone under 10 would get around the whole strategy aspect of this game. And that's what makes it so interesting and unique. It plays exactly like XCOM. You can even put some characters on Overwatch, and there's all those different abilities and upgrades from XCOM that kind of translate over to this game. And that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about it, is when I first started playing, I was like, okay, this is going to be a kid-friendly XCOM. You know, it's going to be very easy and very geared towards a younger audience. But the more I played it, the more I found it's extremely challenging at times, and there are bigger upgrade paths than you would expect for a game involving Mario and the Rabbids. So it's also interesting to note that this is the second game that runs on the Snowdrop engine that Ubisoft has created. The first of those was The Division, and this game looks gorgeous. This is a showcase piece for the Nintendo Switch. I think all the environments look well. Each world has kind of its own different unique style to it, and it just looks great graphically. There are a little bit of performance issues. It is supposedly locked at 30 frames. I don't find that really bad. As I've always stated on this channel, if you give me a locked frame rate, I'm happy. I don't like unlocked frame rates when things are kind of bouncing up and down, because it makes the game jittery and unplayable. This game is locked at 30 frames. Sometimes when the action gets a little heavy in the strategy aspects of it, it gets a little framey at times, if that's the words you would like to use for that, but I think it's fine. So overall, I really like Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battles. I think it's an excellent game. It's another excellent game in the Switch's growing library of great games, and it's also weird to note that this is the first game, we're not counting Mario Kart 8 that was on the Wii U, this is the first game featuring Mario that was made exclusively for the Nintendo Switch, and they put this out before Super Mario Odyssey, and I find that really fascinating that Nintendo did that. So this is a great game. It's a great exclusive. It's another compelling argument for those people out there that don't own a Switch to go out and buy a Switch, because you already get one of the best Zelda games that's ever been made. You're probably going to get the same in Super Mario Odyssey, although that remains to be seen until the game comes out, but you now have another exclusive game that you can buy on the Nintendo Switch. And again, as I've stated on this channel, when companies make exclusive games for their platforms, people want to buy them and people want to play them. And that's exactly what Nintendo's doing. They're listening to their core fan base here, and they're making those games that involve the characters they grew up with, but they have the challenge that older audiences will appreciate. So for Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battles, I'm giving this game a B-. I think it's a very excellent game. I really enjoy it. It has some shortcomings. It gets a little long in the tooth towards the end. It gets extremely challenging. And honestly, it's what I would say about it is it's a really great game to play on the go, and it's a great game to play a battle or two and be done with it. I couldn't honestly sit here and play through an entire world map in one sitting. It would drive me nuts. It's just not that kind of game. But in contained bursts of time, like 15-20 minutes, hey, I'm going to do this battle and that battle and be done, it's excellent for that. I really like this game. I think a B- is more than fair for what's offered here, and if you were still waiting to pick up this game, I know my review's just a little bit late on this one, it's really good and worth your time. Anyways, guys, as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.